Today we're very pleased to announce a big signing at Altrincham Football Club. We have brought in Elliot Osbourne from Stevenage Football Club. Elliot, a big welcome to the J. Davidson Stadium. And this is a great signing for Altrincham Football Club. Tell us how it's all happened.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely buzzing to be here. It's all happened very quickly. I've just left Stevenage. A new manager's come in and it's sort of not gone the way I wanted it to. And then as soon as I heard Phil and Sorves were interested, it was the first thing I was thinking about. I wanted to go play football, enjoy myself, and I know Altrincham play football. I've seen them play in the past, so it's a great place to come and play some football.
And this won't be the first time that you've played for Phil Parkinson and Neil Sorville.
No, when I was 19 actually, 18, 19. I was 18, 19 years old, and I worked with them both. Probably played my best football under them, which obviously led to a really good move for myself. And then, so that's why I'm here, really. I trust them both. I trust the process, and hopefully I can get some good football.
And when you were at Nantwich, for a midfielder, you scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, a lot of goals, although a lot were penalties. But something like, I think it was like 23 goals that season from holding midfield, which was pretty good. It was a great time in my life, and that's what I'm hoping to recapture by coming here.
And Nantwich had a fantastic reputation for playing great football, and when Phil and Neil took over, they were a little bit of a low position, but things went really well at the Weaver Stadium. Yeah,
I mean, we had some really good players, like Matty Kozolo was there. We had another player who now plays in the Football League in Josh Gordon. We had a few really good players, and we could play football. And obviously, Parky and Sorves, they let us do that, and they let us get on with it. And we had some really good, successful seasons there. We got to the semi-finals of the trophy, which we should have won really and gone to Wembley. But no, it was a great time, and hopefully do it again.
Yeah, it was a remarkable run, beating Dover on the way and two-legged semi-final against Halifax. And you were ahead at the Shea at half-time, I think.
Yeah, we were. We just had a bit of a bad home leg. We got a red card. I think it might have been Andy White, or something like that. We had a red card first leg. We ended up losing 4-2, and then we just went there and we were 1-0 up at half time, and we were just thinking we could get one more goal, and I think we ended up winning 2-1 or drawing or something like that. But it was definitely a close game, and it was definitely one that could have gone our way.
And I think another former Altrincham player, Matt Bailey, scored in that game.
Yeah. Bales, I haven't seen him for a long time. It's been a long time, but yeah, he was a big part of that team actually.
He played for Altrincham a long time ago. I think it was 2003 when he played for Altrincham.
I think I was about 7 then. So
there we go. So that led to a really good move onto Fleetwood for you.
Yeah. So I moved onto Fleetwood at 19. Perhaps didn't get the opportunities I was expecting to get in the first team, because we had almost the first team of the 23s, and obviously I was only young. So I went on loan, had a couple of loans at Tranmere for a month, which was decent. I also went to Stockport, which is my connection with Stockport, and then towards the end of my contract I ended up going to Southport. Did a year there, and then went back to Stockport with Jim Gannon, and then obviously done a couple of seasons at Stockport, done really well, and then got moved back to the EFL. So it's been up and down, and I just want to find a comfortable place now where I'm going to play my best football.
And you had a very short spell at Tranmere, and that was your first introduction to National League football.
Yeah,
I think.
It was. It was only 28 days, and I was only probably 20, 21. It was eye-opening for sure. Going from having a great training complex up at Fleetwood to training at Tranmere, where we'd have to travel from the ground to the training ground. It's 15-20 minutes away, get all muddy, no showers, and then back across. But it was definitely something I learnt well from.
And Southport, how did that go for you?
Yeah, it was good. So Kevin Davis was the one who took over. I don't know if you remember Kevin Davis, old bottom striker. We ended up going on a really good run towards the end of that season. And for some reason, I don't know why he ended up going, but he went. And then Liam Watson came in, and then a few months into the season, I decided to move on to Stockport. And then, rest was history, really.
And that was a terrific move for you. Great success with Jim Gannon at Stockport County. culminated in winning the title. Big day at Nuneaton with about 4,000 Stockport fans there. And we had a really bad time with you that season. You beat us 4 times between the FA Cup fourth qualifying round in October and New Year's Day, I think. Yeah. So we didn't like Stockport County very much that season.
No. I do remember that. There was a lot of games. It seemed like we were playing at Altrincham every other week, but there was a lot of games. But I do remember definitely playing against Altrincham and sitting thinking they do play some good football, although they might not get the goals that at the time that we had a good defence, but they played some great football. And that was evident, especially the first game against us at Edgeley Park. Some great football.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting game, that, because I think Altrincham dominated the possession probably for the first 40 minutes, and then Sean Williams got an injury, and he'd been having a particularly influential game. And then within a couple of minutes, I think it was Mulhern scored. And in the end, Stockport were comfortable victors, but Altrincham were the better side in the first half.
Most definitely. I remember I was playing holding midfield that game, and I was thinking, there's players everywhere. I didn't know what to do. But yeah, I do remember that game.
And I also remember in the FA Trophy of the league game, but Jordan Hume got sent off in the first half, so that made it very, very difficult for Altrincham. And we also had a real problem dealing with Matty Warburton. He seemed to be causing us a lot of problems in those games.
Yeah, he's a good player, Matty Warburton, good finisher. And I do remember that red card. It was a bit of a daft one, really, but we won't say anything else.
So Stockport County, great season, champions of the National League North into the National League, and that went pretty well for you as well. Yeah,
I think the step up definitely helped me. I'm a player who likes to have the ball, on the floor, and I think in the National North, I think it was a bit like teams would be, a lot of rough and tumble, and once we moved up into the National League, a lot more football was played, and I think that helped me. I think Warby went off and went to Northampton, and then I came and played that 10 role quite well. Got something like 9-10 goals by Christmas. I remember getting a hat-trick against Halifax on Boxing Day. That was a personal highlight. And then obviously COVID hit, and then in early March, and then after that I then got the move to Stevenage in the summer. And then I've had a good 18 months, really. I've played quite a lot of league games, almost like 40-50 league games in the last 2 seasons, so something like that. So yeah, I've played a lot of football, but it's just last few weeks I haven't, and I just want to get and start playing. I want to play the remainder of the games of the season. So.
And how did the move to Stevenage come about?
They'd actually rang me when they were really struggling the season before. Around the Christmas time, I'd scored so many goals for Stockport, and I remember the phone call with the technical director at Stevenage, and he almost says, do you want to come on board? And I said, you're bottom of the league. At the time, Stockport were 3rd or 4th in the National League. It was a long way from home, and I was thinking, what happens if Stockport get promoted and Stevenage got relegated? So at the time I didn't jump, and then he contacted me again during the summer and said we'd be really interested in taking you. So I just thought it'd be something new and tried it. So. And
how are they doing it at Stevenage? Were regular opponents for Altrincham, sort of mid-90s to up till about 10 years, about 10 years ago or so, and one of the top non-league clubs during that period, and they've established themselves in the Football League.
Yeah, I mean, they've been there a long time now. I mean, some would say that they were quite fortunate to stay up the season before I joined, with Macclesfield going out of business, but they ended up staying safe last year. They had a really good run to the end of the season, which I was obviously involved in. And I think the idea was that they were going to go and follow on that run from January to May, where they picked up probably one of the most points in the league, going from I think like 23rd to almost finishing 13th, something like that in the end. They went from there, and they were thinking this year we're going to push on, be playoffs, and it just hasn't happened. Obviously, a manager's gone, a new manager's come in, players in, out. It's been a bit of a all over the place, but I'm just happy to be here now. I'm happy to play football. Looking forward to it.
And in terms of coming to Altrincham National League, it's a level that you know well. How many of the Altrincham players do you know, apart from the ones like Matty Costello, Andy White? I guess you played with Josh Hancock as well.
Yeah, played with Josh Hancock at Nantwich. Obviously, like you say, Andy White, Costello. I've played against quite a lot of players. I know Jake Malt quite well. So yeah, there's quite a few. Jamie Morgan, he's obviously from my area.
He's a Potter.
I'm not quite a Potter. I'm in between Stoke and Nantwich, so I'm somewhere in between. So sometimes you'll hear me say stuff and you think he's a Potter, and then sometimes you won't, and it won't sound like a Potter. So I'm somewhere in between. I'm a mixed breed.
Obviously, the move. Everyone else you played for was in the northwest, essentially.
Yeah.
The move down to Stevenage was a big move.
It was.
So I guess you're moving back now.
Yeah, I'm going to be moving back, which is good. I enjoyed it down there. It was nice for a different scene, but I think it's different when all your family and your friends are all up here, and you're a good 3.5 hours away from there. So, yeah, I'm back. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm ready to hit the ball rolling.
And in terms of Altrincham's season, we've had a good season to date, but you're joining us at a time when the results haven't been going well for us.
Yeah.
We are on a very poor run of results, but performances have generally been good. We had a bad day at Edgeley Park in front of nearly 9,000 against Stockport, but apart from that, we have been playing well. So I'm sure this is stuff that Phil has spoken to you about already.
Listen, I've been a massive fan of Phil and Torves, and that's why even this season, when I was at Stevenage, I look out for Altrincham because of the connection with. So I always, earlier on in the season, I knew that you're doing really well in the playoffs. For obviously played a few games extra, but I knew how well you were doing. Obviously form hasn't been so good recently, but yeah, I've played quite a lot of the top teams recently in terms of Wrexham, Stockport, that type of team. So, and I've looked to the next few games, and they're definitely winnable games. So. Maybe Stockport might be a tough one, but other than that, I've seen Kings Lynn's coming up. You've obviously got the Barnet away on Saturday. They're all winnable games where you just climb the table, and next thing you know, you go on a bit of a run and you're just outside the playoffs. So that's the hope.
Stockport on Tuesday, of course. That's a very early return to county. I'm sure this is going to get a bit of a reaction from the county fans on their forum.
Yeah, I mean that was a massive reason why we got it done so quick. I wanted to be playing on Tuesday. I wanted to be ready to play on Tuesday, so I wanted to obviously get some minutes on Saturday if possible. So yeah, I was excited to get that done. I was excited to get their fans here and show what I can do in front of their fans. And
things are going very well for them. Superb resource level they've got at the moment, and they do look the real deal at the moment.
Yeah, they've got some good players. I mean, when you've got a budget like they have, you're going to have good players. But at the end of the day, it's 11 versus 11. I know it's a cliche, but they can't always be at their maximum. And if we step it up and they're not quite at their game, you can easily get a victory against them, as you've seen against some teams they played recently. I think Torquay beat them the other week. So
2-1, yeah.
Yeah. So there's definitely beatable. We just got to have that attitude, especially at home. So looking forward to it.
What would you say are your main attributes as a player?
My fitness is definitely an attribute. Getting forwards, backwards, travelling with the ball, dribbling, and probably my shots from outside the box. I'd say that's definitely an attribute of mine. So just trying to get goals, really. That's my main. Driving from midfield and trying to score goals. That's my attributes.
And you mentioned that you were playing at one part in your career at Stockport as a number 10. What would you say is your favourite position?
It depends on the formation. I'd like to call myself like a number 8 type of thing. I like to get on the ball deep, but also go and join in with the attacks. So, yeah, an 8 would be probably my preferred position.
And any particular objectives now between now and the end of the season for you personally?
Just to pick up good results, good games, goals, assists. I think that's on an individual side. That's what everyone looks for: goals and assists. And obviously, if you get goals and assists, then wins and stuff like that should also come the way of the team.
And you've played in National League North, National League, and football, the EFL2.
Yeah.
What would you say is the main difference between National League and EFL2?
I don't think there's that much difference. Probably just the consistency of the teams. And there's probably not much between the top end teams in National League and the bottom end teams in League 2. But I think when you it's top end of the League 2, and you compare them to the bottom end of the National League, I think there's a big difference. But yeah, I don't think there's that much in some teams. I've played National League, I've played League Two, and I really don't think there's that much in it.
And things are being skewed at the moment a little bit because of the resources that a number of teams in the National League have got. So all of a sudden, there's more money at the top end of the National League, probably than in the whole of the EFL team.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. There's some big teams in the National League, and I think over the next couple of years, you'll find a lot of them big teams will go up, and some of the smaller teams from the League Two will probably come down, and there'll probably be a bit of a balancing act going on. But having said that, only 2 can go up. There's 6, 7 massive teams in this league, so there's going to be competition. There's going to be people trying to beat each other on the wage front. So it's all healthy. So, yeah.
And in joining Altrincham, you've come to what is currently a part-time club. So you're moving from full-time football to part-time football. I'm sure, from your own point of view, you want to be a full-time footballer going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I've done at Stockport. We did a hybrid type of thing, so it was a Monday morning, Tuesday evening, Thursday evening, and we came up against teams in the National League, and we finished when the COVID hit. We were 7th in the National League. We obviously missed out because Barnet had a few games in hand, and it ended up swapping over, and they got in the playoffs and we didn't. But I don't think there's much in it again. I think if you look at a full-time schedule, it's Monday, Tuesday, you're off Wednesday, you're in Thursday, Friday. If you're still in Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, you're only missing one day, which tend to be just set pieces anyway. So you're not really missing, although it's part-time, full-time, and they give it a big, you're not actually missing that many hours of football. And it also gives you more time to go and do your own thing in the gym and to look after yourself, which is obviously something I'd quite like to do.
And the fitness levels in the National League are phenomenal these days.
Yeah. I think the standard has gone up, especially in the last few years. There are more football players. People are either dropping down or going up or whatever. There's competition, and yeah, the fitness levels are good. The quality's good. There's some players in the National League that could be playing. I mean, you look at people like Tishmanga, who's done it for 3 years now. Why could he not be playing in League One? He could easily be doing it, but he's obviously in the National League at the moment. So there's not much in it at all, and it's just the competition, which is good, and obviously people are staying fit, which is what we need.
That's the thoughts of Altrincham's latest signing. Elliot Osbourne's joined us from Stevenage Football Club, and we wish Elliot all the very best in his career at the J. Davidson Stadium.
Thank you. Cheers.